bunch of friends that we hardly get to meet very often due to our busy lifestyle. But when you do meet them, it's like you picked up where you left off, a house on fire situation. I have a bunch of them, and when we finally decided to meet, it was a crazy phone call where on conference we were discussing random things, and when I asked them what would they like to eat, they were like, no, nothing fancy, just keep it plain simple finger foods. The purpose out here is to catch up on each other's life, as they say, or as I say, plain old-fashioned bickering and gossiping. In today's cooking, I'm going to be taking a Greek shish kebab, perfect for a finger food situation, pair it with a warm potato and fig salad, contrary flavors, yet a substantial meat, the purpose to catch up on each other's lives. Let's get to creating it. Now, while creating a Greek shish kebab, you want it to be flavorful, yet at the same time it should have some freshness. More importantly, you need to marinate it, and marinations happen because you want to either soften or tenderize the meat. Olive oil, lemon juice work really well out here, but you want a sharp contrary flavor like some tahini paste. It is nothing but roasted sesame seeds pounded with some olive oil to a coarse consistency. So out here I've got nearly a tablespoon and a half of tahini paste. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of some fresh garlic paste just to get that burst of flavor. The rind of 2 lemons to give out that essential oil and flavorful as well, along with the juice of 2 lemons. Just mix all this up together before adding in that olive oil. As you emulsify this together, now comes adding the olive oil, and nearly half a cup of it goes in. And olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, is a great softener and tenderizer. So put that in and just mix the two together. We're going to season this now, and I'm using some rosemary lavender sea salt just to give it that burst of flavor, but in the end we are going to give that freshness appeal right after roasting. The heat comes alive with some freshly milled black pepper. Slight specks here and there. Work at it that suits your fancy, along with a little heat from some fresh red chili. So I'm using just 1 fresh red chili in just to give it that little burst of heat. With this marinade ready, it's time to add the meat right in. The best way to know that you're on the right track is when you have that citrusy burst of Mediterranean air right in your kitchen. So with this well emulsified, out here I've got half a kg of lamb boneless pieces that I've cut to about 1.5 inch cubes. They go right in and it just about marinates. While giving this a good toss, it's time to just throw in some vegetables. I've taken 4 red onions, quartered them, the baby kind. They go in, along with 2 red peppers cut into large chunks, and 1 leek as well, which is cut into half lengthwise and 1 inch diagonal cuts. Just toss them all together. And I'm going to just let this sit on the side for a good 2 hours. The longer the marination, the softer the creation, and the purpose of finger foods is achieved. As we allow the lamb to marinate for a good 2 hours, it's time to marinate that warm potato salad creation as well. So out here into a bowl, I'm just going to add some sweet paprika, just so that the colors are so pretty. So nearly a tablespoon of that, along with some slivers of garlic. So 6 garlics just cut into slivers, just so that they give some depth. 1 red chili cut in because you want that little bit of heat as well. And the rind of 1 large lime. And this is what will marry the salad with the shish kebab. So one ingredient always marries two contrary dishes together. Just drizzle in about 40 to 50 mils of extra virgin olive oil. And we're going to season this creation with some Himalayan pink salt. So a fine sprinkle, and this is extremely important if you want your potatoes to get that perfect crackly on top. A quick stir just to mix everything together. In goes about 300 grams of potatoes that I've cut into large dices. I've just quartered it 1/4 and parboiled it for 8 minutes in salted water. So this goes in to absorb all those gorgeous colors, and as always, it's best to toss it. And finally, into this goes 250 grams of fresh figs that I've just nipped the head and tail off and cut it into half. This is going to give that sweetness overload, yet at the same time marry with that sharp heat that sweet paprika and the red chili bring. We allow this also to sit on the side just so that it absorbs all the flavor, and put everything to roast together. The beauty about creating such kind of finger foods is it allows you to marinate them, but at the same time gives you time to just go about your daily chores without the hassle of entertaining. Two hours of rummaging through my favorite pastime of going through my entire stash of recipe books, and they help you to get great ideas to create new styles of cooking. With that done and the oven preheated to 200 degrees Celsius for a good 15 minutes, I'm just going to add some extra virgin olive oil onto a foil wrap tray. Now the foil wrap tray is so that the messy affair of cleaning later gets down to a minimum. With this ready, we're just going to put this on top and space it out really well. Every last bit of that marinade going in as well. While you can style this up by skewering them on brochettes, this is finger foods where a toothpick comes handy just to pick it up when entertaining. My potatoes and figs are bursting with that red hue coming alive, and they go on another tray as well. I always follow the principle that longer the marinating time, shorter the cooking time. So while the oven is preheated at 180 degrees Celsius, and since we managed to marinate both these for a good 2 hours, I'm going to cook it at just about 30 minutes till they get that crust, but they are bursting with the flavor within. While the shish kebab is grilling in the oven to perfection, the last 5 minutes I've just taken about 50 grams of melted butter. To that we are going to elevate this kebab as soon as it comes out with that burst of herby freshness. So in goes about 2 tablespoons of freshly chopped mint right into that melted butter, along with 2 tablespoons of some dill, and this is so fragrant and taking that up to the next level. Finally, in goes some shards of basil, so about another 2 tablespoons of that, and this herby goodness just marinates perfectly well on that hot simmering kebab. With this done, all we're going to do is take them both out and slather that herby goodness on the gorgeous shish kebabs and just garnish the salad with that glorious cilantro burst. Multitasking at its peak. Slathering this herby goodness on top is what's going to just burst with flavor, and any of that liquid that is lying below is perfect to put in a sauce boat on the side and mop up with some flatbread. It's a sneaky way of having a wholesome meal but calling it finger food as well. With this done, we're just going to allow this to cool down and plate it. All this needs is an overload of finely shredded cilantro going on top just to bring everything together, and garnish the warm potato and fig salad as well. Simple classics coming together in perfect harmony. I hope you enjoyed creating a simple yet stylish finger food creation. The purpose out is to bicker, catch up, or just plain right gossip about inconsequential things. Don't forget to share loads of love by hitting on the like button, and as I always say, don't forget to subscribe.